Yo. Good morning, people. How y'all doing? Man, I hope y'all having a wonderful morning so far. This is your boy at DFSMasterMind_ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on the video. I appreciate the love. If you like this video, make sure you like this video. We got 3 games on tonight's slate that I want to talk about, but I got to give you a recap, man. Hopefully y'all had a wonderful NFL weekend. Myself personally, I did not. Jameis Winston. He really crushed me, y'all. I had a very solid lineup put together. And this is the second week in a row, man, with this shoulder talk. It was terrible, man. I put up 136 in my early onlys, man, and I still couldn't cash. Jameis Winston sitting at 3 points, man. It really crushed me. I was 100% on T.Y. Hilton, so that helped me in some regards. And then in my main slate, I put up a 147 on my main lineups, and I still didn't cash in that. So it was a rough NFL week, dude. The green line was just too high. I probably played too heavy, so I got to deal with that. Ate into my bankroll a little bit. But it's all right, man. It's all good because I know I know my thinking. I know my process. It just didn't work out for me. And then on NBA, I was mad. I was trying to get my get back, man. Trying to get some of my cash flow back up. And I went in heavy on NBA last night. Didn't really have time to digest the slate. Wasn't even thinking about James Harden at a 10-1 price tag. What is going on? So I just had a bad day overall in DFS. Lost a lot of money. So it's time to bounce back, man. I'm in savage mode. We got to get it. We got to get our get back. But tonight, we only got a 3-game slate. I'm going to be playing light. I'm going to just play one single entry tournament and just hope I cash in that. Maybe double, triple, quadruple, or take down the tournament, man. I just want to get to the green line in this single entry. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The 3 games on the slate is Boston versus Atlanta, Brooklyn versus Phoenix, and then we have Golden State versus Miami. Now, 2 of these games already have a potential for blowout, and that's going to be the Boston, Atlanta, and Miami versus Golden State. And I think this Brooklyn-Phoenix game could even turn into a blowout, man, if one of these teams don't show up, because both of these teams play very, very fast, and things can change quickly. Now, we can't be scared of blowouts. We gotta keep that in mind, and we gotta kind of orchestrate our picks with that in mind, though. So I'm going to start off with point guard with Kyrie Irving. First off, he owes me money because I played him last night. Played 28 minutes. Just didn't do much. Didn't have to do much. The game was pretty much in control. We see Marcus Smart have the explosive game. I think going to Atlanta, both of these teams coming off a back-to-back. Atlanta's back-to-back was very, very competitive, though. They squeezed out the W versus Cleveland, and Boston's just was not as tough, man. So I look for Kyrie to be rested. I don't think he'll be affected much by the back-to-back. And I look for him to have a pretty good game tonight. Dennis Schroeder defense is buns. He's very aggressive on the offensive end, but as far as defending, man, he don't put his heart into it. I think Kyrie Irving will have a ton of steals because Dennis Schroeder is a little loose with the ball, man. So I'm going to lock him in. And even if it is a blowout, I want some of the main pieces from the winning team. So I'm going to lock him in. Moving on to shooting guard. This guy's pretty much matchup proof. I know it's a potential for a blowout once again. But the way that Kerr works his minutes, Klay Thompson always starts off the fourth quarter. So I think he should be in good shape. Either way it goes, 6,900 is an excellent price tag on this man. We have yet to see some of the super explosive upside that he possesses. This could be the matchup, man, with no Dion Waiters. I believe he'll be out again tonight. I believe he's having a child, so congratulations to him. But how that affects DFS, man, they're going to be a little short at the 2-guard, man. I think Josh Richardson maybe will play some 2-guard. Very lanky defender. But Klay Thompson will cook that young man. So I'm going to lock Klay Thompson in. I think he's in a great spot. Golden State is in a great spot. I just want to pay for the cheapest guy I feel comfortable with, so I landed on Klay Thompson. Moving on to my next spot, small forward. I got to get you some exposure to this Brooklyn and Phoenix game, and that's going to land me on LeVert. Sees about 30 minutes a game, not quite 30, but he hovers around that mark. He's in a very good spot. We just need him to hit some of his shots. I think if you wanted to attack this game individually, besides the point guard Russell, the most consistent player I would have to say is going to be DeMarre Carroll, because he's like the veteran on this squad. He seems to be the leader, man. He just, every team has that guy, man, and he brings it every single night. Shoots a lot, not very efficient, but he's going to do everything else. But I think LeVert possesses an upside, man. If we can get him to hit at least half of his shots, I know he'll pay off this price tag. So I'm going to lock him in. Love the spot. And then at power forward, I'm going to get you some TJ Warren, 5,700. It's a rematch, man. Last time they played each other, he had 37 points, which was very good in the limited amount of minutes he played. Only 25 minutes, scored 37 points. That's ridiculous. And that's right when they was getting that new coach in. So TJ Warren has definitely established himself to the new coach. So we'll see his minutes increase. Last night we seen 29 minutes, which is a good sign coming off the concussion. We know he's good to go. But that game was a blowout, man, so they didn't want to, leave him out there any longer. But I'm going to lock in TJ Warren. I think he's in an excellent spot. And then in my center position, I'm going to go Big Al. Now, Draymond Green is in a pretty good spot. I think him and Whiteside could kind of limit each other's productivity. I think both of them are hard-nosed defenders. And I know Draymond Green will see a little Whiteside. I think in that matchup, Whiteside would have the advantage as far as scoring the ball. But, Draymond Green can create steals. He can be very pesky. It could be some foul trouble involved. And then I look at Al Horford's matchup at 7,200, and I just feel so good about it. It just makes me smile. Dwayne Dedmon is not a great defender. In the interior he is, but on the perimeter, no sir at all. And that's where Horford spends a lot of his time. I look for a ton of pick and roll, pick and pop with Kyrie and Al Horford. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in. And Atlanta's very, very thin at the center position, not unless they get Muscala back or somebody. They're running short. Luke Babbitt could potentially be guarding Al Horford on some of these possessions. So just imagine the upside that he can bring tonight. In slates like this, man, it is very, very difficult to put together a nice lineup, man. But one thing I learned is what you want to do, or what I try to do, I try to get the players on the winning team. So if you think Boston's going to win, that's why I do. So that's why I went and got Kyrie and Al Horford, because they're the two best players on their team. So they'll most likely have the better games. And even if you're deciding between like a Schroeder and a Green, if you had your utility spot, that's a difficult one because Dennis Schroeder's usage is just through the roof. So that's a bad example. But if you're deciding between Jaylen Brown and Johnson, 9 times out of 10 on slates like this, I would end up going with Jaylen Brown, man, just because I know he'll be on the winning team. We know Johnson has a unique role on his team, so that's another bad example because his usage will be very, very high. Especially higher than Jaylen Brown's, but I think you get what I'm saying, man. Just pay up for the people who are going to be on the winning team. I want y'all to stay up on your homework. If I can help you with anything, hit me up on Twitter at DFSMasterMind_. I want y'all to bless up, have a good day, and let's get to the green line later on, man. Let's get it.